My name is Ralph Fucetola. I practiced law here in New Jersey for 34 years. Today I do consulting work through my website, vitaminlawyer.com. And I work with the Natural Solutions Foundation, the Institute for Health Research, and others trying to deal with some of the problems we're talking about today. I want to thank you for inviting me to speak today on behalf of Natural Solutions Foundation and Health Freedom. Dr. Rima E. Labo and General Bert Stubblebine, my two co-trustees of the foundation, wanted me to tell you all how much we appreciate your efforts to defend access to good nutrition, to natural remedies, and truthful information about them. We're here today for a private discussion of these important matters. With the help of many thousands of people around the country, we were able to bring the health freedom message to greater national attention over the past election cycle. We went toe-to-toe with all of the hot-button social issues on the Obama Change websites. We made the top 10 on change.org, and our issue was added to the President's briefing book on change.gov. Food matters, health matters, and freedom matters, and the American people know that. The definition of health freedom that we used on change.org was intentionally broad. Quote, health freedom means the right to control what happens to your body, choosing your own health path, making your own health decisions. End quote. What we say is that health freedom is our first freedom. Without it, our other freedoms are meaningless and nearly impossible to exercise. So we see health freedom as a fundamental human civil right. And where there are fundamental rights at risk, there are forces at work, both opposing them and supporting them. I was recently asked, yet again, if the UN agency, Codex Alimentarius, the World Food Code, was a threat to dietary supplements. Was there a deadline after which Codex would prevent us from buying supplements? Here's my answer. If you look up the vitamin and mineral guideline adopted by Codex in 2005, it begins with the following paragraph. Quote, most people who have access to balanced diet can usually obtain all the nutrients they require from their normal diet. Because foods contain many substances that promote health, people should therefore be encouraged to select a balanced diet from food before considering any vitamin or mineral supplement. End quote. When you read the VMG carefully, the prejudices against supplements stated in that very first paragraph are reinforced by a general attitude that treats food supplements as though they were industrial toxins, while elsewhere Codex allows all sorts of real industrial toxins into the food supply. I've attended some Codex meetings, and my co-trustees have attended many more. And you can see some of our reports about those Codex meetings and the machinations of Big Pharma and Big Agra, and of course Big Government, at those meetings on our YouTube channel. If you go to youtube.com/naturalsolutions, you'll find myself and General Stubblebine and Dr. Labo talking about these issues on various short YouTube presentations. Well, Codex was founded nearly 50 years ago by two primary UN agencies, the World Health Organization, the WHO, and the Food and Agriculture Organization, the FAO. Its predecessor was the old Austro-Hungarian Empire's Codex Alimentarius, which was part of their Napoleonic Code. The statute of the modern Codex Alimentarius tells us that it is supposed to exist to protect the safety of the world food supply and to encourage world food trade. It has, unfortunately, however, become a captive of the bigs. As I said, big government, big finance, big pharma, big chema, big agra, all the bigs. Well, these Codex guidelines, such as the vitamin and mineral guideline, are not law, but they are what is called presumptive evidence before another agency, the famous World Trade Organization. And so you see it is the WTO that enforces Codex. For Codex to have domestic impact, our laws, our local laws, have to be amended to meet the Codex guidelines. Now in the United States, DSHEA, the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act of 1994, still protects us from the full impact of Codex. Although the new administration seems to be moving in the direction of harmonizing, and that's spelled with H-A-R-M, harmonizing our laws with Codex. This has long been, of course, FDA policy, announced in the 1995 Federal Register policy statement where they said that they've harmonized U.S. law to international standards, even when those standards weren't finalized. Congress has, of course, said the opposite. And there is, as in New Jersey, on the federal level, some tension between what the people want through their legislators and what the bureaucracy wants. Now, I've discussed how countries can opt out of Codex on a YouTube video called the Codex Two-Step. And if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see me talking about that for about 6 minutes. And I'm not going to do that right now because it's kind of specialized, and it's the sort of thing that people involved in some of the developing countries have been very interested in, since they do not want to opt into the world pharmaceutical market, and they want to be able to opt out of Codex's restrictions. In connection with this Codex Two-Step, our organization, Natural Solutions Foundation, actually wrote its own vitamin and mineral guideline that's friendly to nutrition and friendly to natural remedies for countries to adopt. So while at present there's no specific deadline date when Codex will take away our right to access high-quality, high-potency nutrition, the inexorable pressure continues through Codex, through the North American Union cooperation agreements among the U.S., Mexico, and Canada, and through a number of other threats. At the end of 2006, the threat was the FDA's anti-CAM, that's complementary and alternative modalities, anti-CAM draft guidance document that Dr. Ron Paul called an abuse of FDA power. That was the document that said if you use hot rocks to treat arthritis, the hot rocks become medical devices. Well, we beat that back with hundreds of thousands of comments posted on the FDA website before the site crashed. That guidance still has not been finalized. We believe that this is a perfect example of what organized pushback can accomplish. In 2007, the threat was Senator Kennedy's FDA Enabling Act, to which was added a savings clause protecting DSHEA dietary supplement products. We worked to keep that savings clause language in the final act when it looked like it might be lost in the Congressional Conference Committee. This is another example of successful pushback by organized strategic force. Last year, 2008, the FDA asked for comments on whether the savings clause really restricted their enhanced authority to ban the interstate shipment of nutrients, proving the wisdom of persevering. Had we not fought hard to keep that language in the Act, the FDA would be moving even faster against nutrition. During the same year, other FDA initiatives threatened further harmonization, while the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, moved towards banning nanosilver products. Pushback is a tool that gives us impact, but it's only effective when large numbers of people push back together. Natural Solutions Foundation is proud to be at the forefront of pushback for health and health freedom. And then there's NIAS, the National Animal Identification System, and recent efforts to control heritage seeds as well, which some see as parts of a developing regulatory structure that will of necessity restrict our access to wholesome nutrition and natural remedies. We've opposed all these moves and will continue to do so. We need your support, so please visit our website, www.healthfreedomusa.org, and join our free Health Freedom Action e-alert system there. You see, support equals capacity. Our capacity to push back on a global basis. Food is globalized, health freedom assaults coordinated through Codex are globalized, and our pushback needs to be globalized. And that's where Natural Solutions and its mouse warriors shine. It isn't just Codex that's a threat to the free access to nutrients and natural remedies, but so are the FDA, the EPA, and etc. In this year, 2009, we need to make it the year in which the FDA was divested of its misused food authority. The Food and Drug Administration needs to have food authority taken away.